Hey everyone, RJ here, back with another video, and today I'll be doing an unboxing and taking a first look at the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G. Alright, so the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G is a budget 5G phone that you can pick up right now for a very good price. Now you can get this for a number of carriers. This one here, of course, is the Total Wireless variant. You can also get it for Straight Talk, and down here it says LTEV, so it's on the Verizon network. So yeah, that's always good there, as well as the Straight Talk variant. Now open up the flap up here, you will see there is the phone and some specs, which I'll give you the rundown of the specs here in just a moment. Now at the time of this video, you can buy this phone at Walmart for $149, which from the spec sheet doesn't sound too bad. So yeah, let's go ahead, take it out of the box, and let's see what we got. Okay, so right on top we got the phone. I'll put it to the side for a moment and see what else we have here in the box. So not much. We have your SIM ejection tool, got your Type-C to Type-C charging cable, terms and conditions, stuff like that, some other booklet stuff that you want to never read, and all the booklets back here as well. But hey, no charging brick, so that's trickling on down to these budget phones as well. So anyway, that's all that comes into the box. Okay, so the phone is now in hand, and first impressions of holding it, it feels pretty good. It feels pretty solid. It don't feel too light or too heavy. It feels pretty good. Now, of course, it is made of plastic frame, plastic back, and of course the front is glass. But look around the phone here a little bit. Got your triple camera setup back here. Got your flash, little Samsung branding down here. On the right side is your power that doubles as a fingerprint scanner. We'll go ahead and power the phone on. Just let it be getting it set up and everything. Up top here above that is, of course, your volume rocker. On top, you got a microphone. On the left, you got your SIM and SD card slot. And on the bottom, you got your bottom firing speaker, Type-C charging port, microphone, and 3.5mm headphone jack. And here we go right there. It says service provider update and all that kind of stuff. Got your little teardrop notch up there. Not much of a fan of that, but anyway, I'll get the phone all set up and I'll come back when it's finished. Okay, so we're all set up now and ready to go. Now, I'm going to go through these specs kind of quick, so yeah, we'll get that over and done with. So starting off here with the display, we got a 6.5-inch 720 by 1600 resolution display. It has a PLS LCD display with 90Hz refresh rate. We have a 20:9 aspect ratio at 270 pixels per inch. The processor is a MediaTek MT6833 Dimensity 700. It is a 5G chip. You got 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of storage, and you got micro SD card expansion. On the rear, you got 3 cameras. You got a 50 megapixel wide angle lens, a 2 megapixel macro lens, and 2 megapixel depth sensor. You can record 1080p at 30 frames per second. The front camera is a 5 megapixel wide angle lens. You can record 1080p at 30 frames per second. You got a 5000 milliamp hour battery with 15 watt quick charge, and it's locked to the Total Wireless network. Now, if I ain't mistaken, you can, of course, rebrand these phones to become Straight Talk phones, Track phones, whatever the case may be. It is Verizon. Okay, so like I said, on the rear right there is your cameras. Now, you can see it does get a bit smudgy and kind of looking. May want to throw a case on there to prevent that, but yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and power up the phone. Now you can also open this phone up by your PIN pattern or your password. Also, side mount fingerprint scanner works just fine. We'll try that one more time. And there you go. Also, you got face unlock. We'll go ahead and take a look at it here from behind the camera. And there you go. Pretty quick. Not bad. Look at that. I mean, barely a lock screen there at one point. So really nice, quick, and fast. Now I have set it up a little bit, changed a few things around, stuff like that. I did run a Geekbench 5 test. I'll show you that here in a little bit. But just looking here, I'm not going to spend too much time on this phone right now in the unboxing. I'll be back in a few days to actually give you my first impressions after using it for a couple of days. But yeah, nice little phone here. It has some bloatware installed, which most of it can be uninstalled except for Facebook for some reason. That can't be uninstalled. I don't know. But the Dimensity 700 processor is a nice little processor. Pulling the drop down here, we see we got a software update available. It is paused currently. It is running Android version 11. I've done checked that out. But here you got your Wi-Fi, your vibrate, your flashlight, quick share, nearby share, stuff like that. So let's go up here into the settings. Now I won't spend a lot of time here because it does have a lot of the same settings as a lot of Samsung phones do. So, but first of all, go into connections, and yes, it does have NFC and contactless payments. So that's the kind of a major plus there. Now it did have the 3 buttons on the bottom down here, which I'll show you that here in a little bit in case you don't like swipe gestures. You got sound and vibration. It does got Dolby Atmos, but you got to use a headphone jack or Bluetooth to use that. But it does have an equalizer, so you can change the sound of your bottom fire speaker if you want it to be louder, quieter, whatever. Now here at the display, you got your light and dark theme, motion smoothness. You got 90 Hertz or 60 Hertz. I got it set to adaptive there at 90 Hertz, so nice stuff there. Got your screen time. I got your edge panels. So if you like edge panels, right here they are. You can customize that however you want it to be. Navigation bar. So if you like the buttons at the bottom, you can press that right there, and you have your buttons down here, your back, home, and recents button. But I do prefer the swipe gesture, so I'm leaving it right there. Touch sensitivity, stuff like that. Okay, down here at themes, we know all about that. Home screen layout. You can have home and app screens or just a home screen only with no app drawer. You can change your grid, so that's nice. Swipe down for panels and landscape mode. You can turn that on right there. Turn to the side. You can go landscape mode if you want to. Takes a bit longer to go back to regular mode, but anyway, backing out of that, got your security and biometrics, face unlock, fingerprint scanner, and all that kind of stuff there. February 1st, 2022 security patch. That will be updated. I'll show you that here in just a moment. Location, advanced features, so you have your Android Auto, quick share, side key, motions and gestures, lift to wake, double tap to turn on or off, and turn over to mute and stuff like that. So a lot of features here that you can get on some higher end Samsung phones on this $149, Samsung A13. So pretty nice, game launcher and all that stuff there. Let's go to here to battery, device, and care. So right now the battery is a 5,000 milliamp battery, which should last you a long time. Okay, we will test the battery out. I will do some tests on the battery, see how long that you can watch video on, stuff like that. And of course, here in storage, 64 gigs. Some of that is some, that bloatware that you can be uninstalled. So you have 18 gigabytes used out of 64 gigs. You got 2 gigabytes used out of 4 gigs and stuff like that, of course. So yeah, now you got general management, you got accessibility. So if you need accessibility options, you got everything here for visual, audio, and stuff like that. So you're good to go here in accessibility. Down here at software update, we'll push that. You can see right here that we are going to be getting an update. Now it's not Android version 12, but it will give it May 1st of 2022 security patch, and it is 1,800 megabytes. That's a pretty good size file, and it's not even getting Android version 12 on this one. So it is supposed to get Android 12, which, whatever. But yeah, there we go. So that's pretty much it. Go back home here, and the phone overall, it just feels smooth. It does. Not really seeing any stuttering here. I'm not really seeing any problems. Let's go ahead and I'll show you the Geekbench 5 score. Just to give you an idea of how it's running. So looking here, we got a score of 468 single core and 1103 multi-core. May not sound like much, but like I've told you before, I really do not put a whole lot of stock in Geekbench tests because sometimes it'll deceive you a little bit. So, honestly, the Dimensity 700, 4 gigabytes of RAM, for a phone to cost $150, the cameras, got to test those out to see how they are. I did take a sample photo here, And I will go into the camera app here for just a moment. I'm on the front camera right now, so you can see right there is the front camera. Okay, but the rear camera, you got your portrait mode, photo mode, video mode. You can record in full 1080 and 720 at 30 frames per second. Here at more, pro mode, panorama, macro mode, and also here at photo mode, you got your 2x zoom, 4x, 10x digital zoom, stuff like that. So here, I did take a picture, just a simple photo here of the Total Wireless box, and I mean, it came out okay. I mean, it's not bad, you know. Gotta take some, you know, I want to try to get a few shots in for the next video or for the review that I do here a bit later, whenever I do the review on this thing. But the photo does not look bad. You can see right there, it's pretty crisp, pretty clear under this lighting. So, I mean, you know, for $150, to be honest with you, it's not that bad. And, you know, if I went into it kind of was like, you know, but then I seen that, you know, it was a 5G phone, so I'm like, it's got to have a 5G chip. So it's going to be either a 480 or going to be a Dimensity 700. And I thought, those are pretty good processors, you know, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of storage. Might not sound like a whole lot of storage, but you got an SD card slot. But overall, the phone does feel nice, does feel snappy. I will download some games and test those out. I'll test the battery life out and just the overall performance of the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G. So that's my first look, my first thoughts and unboxing here of this phone. Self-informative anyway. Hit that like button. Any questions you may have, leave it down below. And if you're new around here and haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing and turn that bell on for notifications of future videos. I got a lot coming, so come on back to the channel. I'd appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.